Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Thea 2 The Shattering, my third attempt today to record Thea 2 The Shattering. The power has been very unreliable. We're having some bad storms today. So, now that I've actually gotten the game loaded though, obviously what we have to do today is run away from the Alpha Clans. I think we're going to stay on land. I think it's really important that we get the Chosen back up to above the death threshold as quickly as possible, and we do that by making camp, not by being at sea. So where is she exactly? -4. -4 is pretty bad, man. I don't know how many turns of healing this represents. It's probably either 2 or 3 before she's back up above the threshold, but that's it's definitely terrifying. This only helps 1%. 1% decrease in the group's death chance. Well, let's hope it's good enough. Let's also hope that the Alpha Clan can't follow us. They would need 5 points of movement to be able to interact with us this turn. I don't know if they have that. I guess we're about to find out. Okay, or maybe they'll just go away from us entirely? Okay, she lives. Turn 201. So where are we at on her health? She gained 6 health. So, you know, I'm not 100% certain if current values... Yeah, I don't know if current values have decimal points. There might be a decimal that is truncated. I'm thinking that we've never seen a decimal point in the current value. So who knows? That could be as much as like 2.99 perhaps. But I think there's a non-zero chance that she gets over the threshold this turn, right? Like that we only need to rest one more turn. So maybe we've made it through. I do think that we're going to need to camp again. Maybe the best thing to do would be to camp right here. We can see quite a distance around us and there's nothing nearby. Maybe we just chill right here. Go ahead and spend the points to get the obsidian and just start mining right here. It's not totally ideal. So the place where we're thinking of settling has quartz nearby, but nothing else, no other type of stone. So we want to go up through the quartz in case we feel like we need to go get quartz. And I'm not going to stress about the pure stone right now. Let's just get this thing done. So we're going to need 32 pure stone, which is to say 22 pure stone, which is to say 11 times the obsidian recipe, which means we need to mine 100 obsidian in addition to the 10 that we received there, and apparently we already had 5 for some reason. Ooh, it's going to take a minute. We can also be gathering mushrooms during this very difficult time. How long is winter? Winter's another 16 turns. That is not ideal. Well, nothing much for it. Let's just keep hoping. Right? Everything's going to be okay? One more turn? Okay, she did not make it back over the threshold, but from 8 points, she absolutely will. And I was told that health regen occurs before death checks, so I think we're out of the woods here. Good, thank God, right? So I guess we just chill for like a while. We can't afford to sit here for 40 turns, which is what it would take us to mine this obsidian naturally. But we can... I think what we probably want to do is, as long as it's safe, let's try to rest here until Gromyslav is back at full health. Come across a small hamlet of humans. As you approach, you see the folk downcast and weary, skulking behind closed doors. A couple of armed guards stop you. Who goes there? I'm just traveling. I mean no harm. You'd best move along, then. Our homes are cursed, and we do not want to spread our troubles to others. Unless... Are you well-versed in such things? Our wise one passed 3 moons ago, and we have none to guide us. I'm not super well-versed in mystical matters. I mean, we do have some pretty wise ones. We have a lot of wisdom. I don't know if this is a yellow challenge or a purple challenge, but we're not going to be good at a purple challenge. We could probably do a yellow. You know, I'm on the path of the gods, so even though we're not wise ones, we may be able to help. Ask if the problem is physical in nature. Let's say this. The gods, you say? Praise be Lady Luck, then. Every 3rd night when the sun sleeps, an unliving corpse comes among us. At times, it only walks and wails. It destroyed our cram, And we think it killed our wise one, too. Huh. Ask if anything odd happened before it appeared. It's hard to say. We had a bad year. Olunika burned our farmers, so our crops were few. Then the Mori came and brought us sickness. Many died last moon, and many were buried. Then the unliving came. That doesn't sound like... First of all, what's this about the farmers being burned? And I need more information. Tell me the whole deal. Well, the Mori, the Polidnika before, we blamed Agna, a girl from the village. So, we didn't give her medicine when the Mori came. It was time for her to go. We buried her proper-like, head between the legs, so she stayed dead. Only, she didn't. Yo! That's proper? What is wrong with these people? Okay, tell him that was cruel, and if the girl was not a Striga, she may now be a vengeful spirit rather than an unliving. There's a lot of words here that I don't 100% understand, but I think I get the gist of what's going on. Sure, I'll stay and observe. Let's just have a look, see what's going on. The man nods silently, and you settle in to stay. On the third night, just as he said, you spot an unliving corpse blundering blindly between the houses. Its body flickers from physical to spirit form, and you see no head on its shoulders. Okay, well, because we have the magic domain, apparently we get a really easy version of this purple challenge. Let's perform that prayer ritual. We could do that. The prayer works, and your domain binds the creature to your hold. Yo, it is extremely good for us that we had the magic domain here. It cannot speak, but you see it is lost in pain and anger. You feel it searching for places of the gods, thrashing towards you as well as their champion. Thrashing towards you as well as their champion, but I'm their... What on earth does this line mean? I'm the champion of the gods. Searches for places of the gods, thrashing towards you as well as their champion. Maybe this wasn't supposed to say as well, maybe it was thrashing towards you as their champion. But you feel this is also out of despair, not evil. Okay, well... Simply banishing this soul may not work. We could go to its gravesite, or we could just destroy the thing. Let's try to resolve the problem the right way. Again, if this contains another purple challenge, like a higher difficulty purple challenge, we might be totally screwed. The villagers lead you to the grave. They dig out the body reluctantly. You see a body laid to rest with its head severed and placed between the legs, and its hands tied with red rope. So they thought that this girl from the village was responsible for the Polidnika showing up, whatever that means, and so they let her die on purpose, and then cut off her head, and this is... Why did they think that this was going to be okay? These are some strange folklore that we're experiencing here. It is unclear why the Striga burial did not work. Best to drive an iron nail through the head and spread salt and poppy seeds into the ground, then turn the body over on its belly. That way it should not rise again, whatever it is. Okay, apparently I'm 100% as bad as they are. Fine, do it. The spirit wails in pain and anguish. It seems bound by chains to the burial ground, thrashing about but unable to move. The villagers will likely not have much peace here, but they should be safe, and they thank you for it. And they gave us some fruit. Weird. That's weird. A whole bunch of things that just occurred there. Okay. Like I said, pretty much just chilling until Gromislav is back at full health, and then maybe we move up and start gathering coal for a little while. We could split the party in half, but I think, given that the problem we're having is that we are short on things to burn, maybe increasing the rate of burn is not a good idea. Yeah, let's just... Where's the best place to gather coal? I guess that's it right there, just north of us. We could come over here. I don't really want to be gathering additional quartz, though. We're already going to overweigh ourselves by carrying this much obsidian. Ooh, I don't love that. Well, let's just hang out here for a minute. Do we need to gather just random bone? Probably not. We could cook, I guess? Do we have anything that we need to cook? I like that it shows you how many ingredients are left in these recipes. I wish over here on the favorites tab it showed you how much of that food you have left. Okay, so we can do a little bit of this. We're out of both grilled meat and grilled fish. And then you could just, like... start on research? We could probably hang out here long enough for him to finish a little something. You were ambushed by bandits. Your goods or your lives. Well, a difficulty 4 yellow challenge is possible. We don't know exactly what is meant by difficulty 4, because we can't look at the cards that represent their people before the challenge starts. There are definitely versions of a difficulty 4 yellow challenge that we could pass, but there are also some that we probably couldn't. My concern is that if we hit run away here, it's going to do that thing where it's like, you got totally beat up, and then you lost a bunch of your stuff, and I don't really want to drop a bunch of stuff. It's probably safer, though. Yep, that's exactly what happened. It's annoying and stupid every single time that it happens. And we took a bunch of physical damage. It was definitely my least favorite type of thing that happens in Thea. You lost 10% of every different kind of object that you own. And we dropped obsidian. We dropped a bunch of obsidian. Alright. Winter's almost over. Oh, you know what? We don't have people cooking anymore. I should move these... We should move the cooks into research. Because they're definitely not making stuff anymore. If I put you two on this, 7 turns, and you on that... Okay. I think we could hang out here for another 7 turns. Remember, as soon as winter's over, this number of turns worth of burnables we have is going to skyrocket right up. We should be more than fine as soon as we finish the research we're working on. Okay. So, dare I get close enough to try to mine obsidian from 2 places at once? I mean, it certainly would make my life easier. Go on. Okay. Oh, hey, a bunch of extra guys. That's what the problem was. It was loading the images for the... It was probably loading the models in for these dudes. Difficulty 4 and difficulty 3, huh? Well, we can fall back so we're not directly adjacent to them and hope that they just don't come after us. I'm not super excited about our chances on that one. I was kind of hoping we'd be able to also gather food. We're going to need a lot of obsidian. They seem like they might be stationary, maybe? Yeah, so it's I wanted to be here so that we could gather obsidian but also mushrooms. Maybe we should just move back over there? Alright, let's sit here for a couple turns. We'll pull in the first... It looks like maybe they're stationary. Alright, if they haven't moved, by the time we get the first gather done, we'll go ahead and move over to the mushroom space. We can't be gathering a lot of food while also gathering obsidian efficiently, but we could be getting something, right? Actually, mushrooms are really easy to get. Ooh, alright. Well, we may yet survive. And we're gathering food, just as quickly as we're eating it here, which is great. So how much do we... We have 67 now. Okay, we're not that far off. We have to get to 110, because we have to run the recipe 11 times. But we might have to get to over 110, because we might run into another one of those dumb circumstances where it's sorry, you lost 10% of all the things you own. 103, so the next gather has us set. And then maybe we do 1 or 2 more, just for insurance. Yeah, 12 is good, but we can do better than 12. Alright, are we 3 turns off of another gather, or 2? 2. I bet those Alpha Clan guys can't reach us in a single turn. But if they get any closer, we're bouncing. Yep, okay, we'll just leave. Oh hey, it's one of those chests. Try to figure out what this writing may mean. The runes are meant to work as protection for whatever lies within the chest. Okay, well, we don't actually have an option here. Abandon the chest and try to flee. Okay, whatever, that's fine. Yeah, I think let's not push our luck with the Alpha Clans. Let's just get out of here. We have more than enough obsidian. In theory, we should be fine now. We know how to get more if we want more. It's not exactly trivial, but it's doable. Let's just make it back over to the Shadowlands, where we will make lots of friends and be happy forever and never be in danger again, right? I got a little bit too close for comfort. I do wish that I had a better sense, and to a large degree, what I'm actually saying here is I wish that they were better at showing you things. Like, I wish I had a better sense of what the death percentage was, how likely it is that a character will die when they are low on health, both so that I can evaluate whether it is worth turning people into a healer in the future, and so that I can have some sense of how hopeless it is when I reach the end of my turn, while somebody is at -4. We should probably knock these out on our way back, right? Yeah, because who knows when the next time we'll be back over here is. We could also clear this rat's nest, which would probably give us some okay rewards. You know what? I don't care enough. Just get on land. Alright, gather ourselves some wood real quick. And there's certainly an argument to be made for sometimes keeping mechanics obscured. There are reasons. I don't think they're particularly good reasons, but there are reasons that you might want to keep something not obvious. I just generally wish that numbers were visible, and I know that like it's easy to overwhelm a player with the UI, so maybe like make a modifier key that you can press down to see all of the actual relevant numbers for a situation. I don't know. Okay, you find the cave where Anya and Ava may be hiding. Let's see. You walk into an underground chamber that is dark and eerie. In one corner, you spot the two girls huddling over small rocks and singing in Dwarvish. We've seen this before. Why do they want to be dwarf wives, singing to these stones, etc.? These rocks do look abnormal, but not really like dwarf children. More like trolls. Tell the girls it is time to leave immediately. Okay, we're definitely not in a place to stand firm and fight the trolls, but we can run away with the best of them. Okay, we resolved that positively. So, the scavengers are not very fond of us, right? Yeah, I mean no harm. I only want to talk and visit. I will prove my goodwill. Some crows in a tower nearby. That was a pretty significant amount of reputation we just gained with them for not actually doing anything. Alright, once again, just gather wood. Yeah, we could probably turn the scavengers back around. Oh, those guys were not stationary. Those guys are, like, ready to do the thing. Well, the good news is we're right next to a town, so we can probably... Well, actually, we don't have the ability to trade with them right now, right? Not all the time. Whatever, we'll figure it out. We'll be okay. We've received Random Blast 2 and Ice Spike. Ice Spike is actually pretty compelling for some of our people. We have some intelligence to work with. Like, Bull and Mira is currently, nope, 18, or 8 to 17. That is not going to be a close enough gap to be made up by the item. And I think you're better off sticking with the wand as well, right? Oh, that's right, the wand uses destiny to scale, not wisdom, so actually, Ice Spike is just straight better. Yeah, okay, that's something. Bloodseeker still has quite a lot of yellow health. We should be okay. I don't think we're in any grave danger here. So we need to... Let's go and turn in the quest just so that we can get away from the war party a little bit. Cloud is moving fast. I mean, we know. We'll just fast forward through this thing. He gave us a really crappy pendant. Or pendant? Jewelry. Yeah, okay, it says protective pendant. It is clearly a bracer. Yeah, I guess we'll just park right here, and really what we want to do is cross the river, right? We can gather some herbs. Get ready to cook something. I didn't actually talk to him. I got distracted by the event. Alright, thank him and leave. I'm not getting involved. Okay, that's pretty good armor. That's a pretty good hatchet. That's a pretty good crafting tool. He's really, he has really done right by us. He overburdened us a little bit, but I can't be too mad. So you are 1.5, huh? Is there a difference between these? This one is slightly faster. So this will deal 30 damage on an attack. He's at 16 shielding now, but with the new shield, he would be at 25. Yeah, this is just a huge improvement for him. And then we may as well give him this as well, right? We'll move this down to you. And then this is 11 points of shielding, so it's better than what everybody else is wearing. Who is the next most likely to get played in a red challenge? I guess Amalia. We might reasonably play Amalia in a red challenge now. On account of the book allowing her to cast Ice Spike. Waves 8.9, which is an upgrade for Bloodseeker. Okay. And I guess somebody ought to wear... Would I rather have this than the Hurry Up? Right now, well, probably won't be able to contribute to any challenge that isn't red without the Hurry Up thing on. You know what, I'll just leave stuff as it is. We don't need to stress about this too much. Okay, let's go and turn in some other quests. Let's go and investigate some other quest nodes, is maybe a better way to put that. And hey, look at that, grain. Wow, those are some high-level crows. Find an old hut, perhaps a hunting lodge, that has long been abandoned. Okay, search it. We find a group of ruffians enjoying a nice hunk of humanoid leg by the fire. Hey, that's no good. I bet if we run away, it's going to make me drop a bunch of my obsidian, so I guess let's fight them manually. Okay, if that didn't give us perfect victory, I was going to go in manually. We have way too much stuff. Too many things. I like all the food. But let's go and talk to the scavengers. We'll pass the yellow challenge and then trade with them. I should have maybe done that manually. We are getting research material off of them every time we do that, which is pretty nice. Okay, so mostly what I'm here to do is trade for things that are less weighty. Alright, what is that? That gives Lullaby. Lullaby's okay. That's just Random Blast 1. I mean, none of the weapons are going to be mind-blowing. They have a lot of crafting tools. Do they have any good gathering tools? Not really. Because let's just try to offload some stuff here. So, like, let's sort by weight. This sword is very heavy. We don't need it anymore. And that covers the entire cost of the stuff we're trading off of them. I think probably what it's going to be... It's interesting that they're not willing to trade for everything. Like, a bunch of our different crafting materials are not on the table here. Like, they wouldn't take the obsidian. That's strange. Well, that was my whole idea, was I was going to trade them our heavier weapons and stuff. So... we can give up this. We can give up this crossbow. There's no chance I would ever use that crossbow. Or this crossbow, frankly. This thing only weighs 26 pounds. I mean, we're getting down to the point where it doesn't make a lot of sense to get rid of this stuff anymore. Okay. Tell me you have things that I would like. We could take a couple of gathering tools. Like, that's not great, but it's something, and it's not very heavy. And then, like, I don't know that we want any of the rest of this. I mean, I'm going to throw away a lot of the things we have here if we don't trade them, so why don't I just throw them away to these guys? And then we had to drop some stuff. We're way too overweight. We don't need all of this clay. If I was going to make stuff out of stone, I'd make it out of quartz. So we could just drop all the clay. If we could get down to under 4,400 so that we're only 10% over our carry weight, I would accept that. That would be fine. But what is it exactly that is so heavy that we have? I mean, we don't need this wooden polearm. We'll keep a shield in case we end up with another party member who would like to use a shield. That wand is pretty good. That hatchet's pretty good. We could definitely drop this. And I guess I'll just take that. Like I said, we're less overweight now, which means we're suffering less movement penalty, and I'll just accept that. Guys can gather us some more grain. Oh, hey, look, it's everybody. It's everybody everywhere. It's a little frustrating that you don't get any options in that circumstance. I can't even try to talk to them. Okay, this is the Red Ridge thing. Approach them to talk. Be attractive. It turns out not to matter. Retreat from the yellow version of this event. We don't actually have to push this forward. Okay. But it is a good source of advancement points. And then I think we want to... I'm going to engage with the crows, I think, in the hopes that me engaging with them will give us, yeah, a relevant hunter option. It's easier to pass and doesn't harm us at all. And then if these guys want to attack me, then I guess we get attacked. There's not a lot we can do about it. Yeah, boy, they're just like pouring dudes out, doing everything in their power to crash my reputation with them. Move away. Because even that intimidate them option still lowers reputation, right? For Bloodseeker, I think we'll go ahead and take the 2 strength. For Gromislav, do I want 2 strength over 1 perception? She's not really having any carrying weight problems. Strength is the primary, though. So 2 strength is quite a bit of health. You know what, I'm just maybe going to take the wits? No, I'm going to take the perception. I think the perception's right. Okay, yeah, we still don't have any better option. Alright, well, intimidate them is going to lower our reputation less than fighting them will, so I guess I'll do that. We'll try to get away from the village a little bit, because the village is very hostile. And our inventory is, like, completely out of control. Okay, you find the tower where the crow's nest is bothering the scavengers. We deal with it trivially. Permanent plus 2.2 sanity is actually great. Nope, sorry, I forgot which node that was. Okay. So what we really need to do is interact with... God, we are so weighted down. What are we going to do here? I mean, we're just going to throw away a bunch of garbage on the ground again, I guess? Like... I guess. It's not, we don't really have a lot else to do here. So let's make sure that we're using the right gear. No, the javelins she's using are just worse than these ones. So we should definitely make that change. And then throw away these javelins. And... you don't increase our ability to carry things at all. We have 2 people who are under our current move threshold, so we don't have the ability to accelerate the party by adding movement. We could add movement by getting more morale going. That'd probably be worth doing. And then we also need to drop some stuff. So we have 2 identical granite crafting tools, which is cool, but we certainly don't need them both. I guess we drop the additional shield. I mean, it's almost certainly not going to come up, right? We don't need this wand. I'd like to keep a good wand. We have a lot of weight of obsidian, but I really don't feel comfortable discarding any of it. Let's drop the malachite. That didn't help almost at all. We can drop this. We can drop the small amounts of metal. So if we could get down just a little bit lower, we would be under 10% over. Okay, the animals do not have any weight. They can walk on their own. Carrying around the ship is kind of a pain. I guess we could drop this crummy gathering tool. I don't really want to drop the crummy gathering tool. We could drop the yeah, we're not going to need Shadowbone. Okay, so now we are under 10% over our carry limit, so we earn ourselves back a little bit of movement. This is for our Divine Path quest. I don't remember exactly what we have to do with this node. Let's definitely take your upgrade. Oh yeah, decrease group's death chance. Absolutely, I'll take that every time it is offered. Okay, we see a bustling of light swirling in and out of this tree. Yeah, let's try it, because I don't want to have to come back here. Approach carefully. I guess we're going to have to come back here if we want to push the Red Ridge camp forward. Although I don't know that we do necessarily, since we're not trying to win the game via quest anyway. Alright, you're supposed to find enlightenment here, not fight. One of the light creatures turns to you. It is the husk of an older human, but his hair is burnt and light escapes through every orifice. His presence is blinding. I am not ready for the difficulty 5 yellow challenge, I don't think. Well, maybe. Hard to know. 5 is definitely like on the edge of doability. We could just come back. That's fine. We'll just come back later. So let's cook a little bit. In fact, it might be worth picking up... do we still have... No, we do not have grilled meat. Okay, it might be worth picking up new recipes, because we definitely have a bunch of materials to work with. Okay, scramble some eggs. I would like that. Alright, you make a little bit of grilled meat, you make some scrambled eggs. I don't want to... I guess we can afford to use people who have a lot of crafting skill, because we have enough herbs. Do I want to spend an advancement point on something else? Because we have... What do we have as far as food goes? We have some vegetables. We have a lot of grain right now. We have mushrooms. It's probably worth doing. Okay. Mushrooms and grain. That has secondary ingredients that we're not super high on. Yeah, vegetarian choice is what we want. Okay, we will definitely be able to get some additional cooking done here. So let's start with grain and mushrooms, and then also mushrooms and grain. That's not what I want. This one. Okay, it matters a lot what order you put the stuff in. Alright, that'll help. That'll add 4 new foods to our morale list. Boy, there's just people absolutely everywhere, huh? Okay, if we want to make friends with the scavengers, we probably need to get the hell away from all of these scavenger parties. But we can't really escape them all. We could at least get another quest from the scavengers. Yep, I mean no harm. It really feels to me like we should be able to do this without taking any damage. Right? They can't be that tough. And we have our pets and stuff. So she's on 8.5. That's a little inconvenient. Why couldn't she be slightly slower? We need the full 39. Actually, hold on. We have... Yeah. We need the full 39. We'll just do some shenanigans with the delay. We'll get it solved. Okay, fast, but low damage. So, like, some amount of this we can just eat with animals, right? Who has the boar? You have the boar. So we put a boar right here. I'm just going to end my turn. Because I don't think we're going to do anything else where our delay is super relevant. Okay, they have a bunch more guys. So I guess we are taking damage. There's no way around it. That's a shame. It's like we put the boar up here just to absorb those 2 hits. And then we have 2 points left. We can play 1 copy of you. Right. We're going to do 32 damage. Doesn't really matter where we play it. I guess play it here because this guy's attack is slightly more annoying. Yeah. Okay. We take damage. There's no way to avoid it. Oh, you know what? I didn't do the math correctly there. For some reason I was thinking she would defeat the person, and then the outmaneuver would go elsewhere, but that is not how it works. I will say I like this trait an awful lot. This gain shielding when you do damage thing is really, really good. And in fact, did it lead to us not taking any damage? Or I think we might have taken... Yeah, we took no damage, actually. Okay, what else would you like us to do? Rats. There's a rat's nest over there. Okay. In theory, we can probably get our scavenger rep to at least positive on our way out of here, and then we can worry about the rest of it later. Oh, I should have had people cook. Fine, we fight. Against our will. Just move away. Hunt the beasts. Hooray! A bunch more garbage in my inventory. What is this? I don't actually have any idea what that note is. Okay, hold on. If we drop some more stuff here, maybe we can gain a point of movement. So... we have 2 leather artifacts. We certainly don't need 2 leather artifacts. We'll drop the heavy one. And we'll drop them both. We got an amber artifact that I'm also not going to keep, I think. We'll just make our own artifacts if we want artifacts. And then... we picked up some, like, food weight and stuff. And I'm disinclined to throw away our food. We need to get under 4,500-ish in order to get our movement point back. So I'd have to drop over 100 pounds worth of stuff. We could drop a granite crafting tool. I don't really want to. These are pretty good. Alright, we'll drop the clay hatchet. Again, we can make our own hatchets as well. I'm not super happy about that, but... okay, now we have the movement... the movement necessary to actually interact with this thing. You know that rats are susceptible to a certain flute melody. Look at them, they're adorable. The rats slowly begin to follow you, and then we drown them, which is just terrible. Which is just a terrible thing to do to rats. Okay, we got a sword that I will be throwing away presently. And hey, we're up to 0 with the scavengers. Okay, I do not want this sword. Also, let's cook. Although actually cooking probably increases our weight because it usually turns some food into a larger amount of food. So we don't have any mushroom bake that's just mushroom and mushroom. And we don't have any grain and grain food either. And I'm not going to scavenge any more wood. And then we get attacked by a bunch of assholes. You know what? Fine. I'll just take it. I just want to get out of here. As you sit by the campfire, some of the sparks from the flame begin to dance in the air. They move away from the bonfire and become glimmers in the night. They seem to want you to follow them somewhere. Lead to an old crypt. Okay. Well, we found stuff, which I have real mixed feelings about. This is like one of the reasons that I think non-town gameplay is just real tedious, and worse than town gameplay is the constant concern about carry limits. Alright, we should hit this just to resolve the node. We know that they're not here. This is too dangerous. I don't care enough to try to get the reward for that. Let's just make it to the coast, get on the boat. The boat has a little bit higher carry limit, and then we'll sail home. Sail to our new home. That was like a lot of real life, real world minutes spent on kind of tedious nonsense. Things that almost couldn't have any larger effect on our game. Okay, the dirt storm thing, whatever. Just let me get in my boat. I do feel like the game there's kind of a problem, right? Because for like the situation that we're in, there are just way too many events. Almost all of the events are completely unimportant, just total wastes of time. Also, I thought I remembered the boat having a higher... I guess the boat is also overburdened, but it doesn't matter. It's still fast. Almost all of those events are completely irrelevant to us, right? So, they feel like a waste of time. They're tedious to deal with. But, when you're in a less established position, getting a lot of events can actually be a good thing. You want the advancement points, and when you do want the rewards, you want there to be that many. I'm not really sure how you would tackle these two problems from a design standpoint. It's not that either of the problems is tough, but together they pose a difficult situation. Alright, so we were going to settle over here somewhere. Excuse me. I definitely intended to settle before turn 260. There's like a lot of burned time here. Like, we're always going to be less powerful because of the very large amount of time we wasted effectively before settling. You really should, and no big surprise, right? As is the case in every one of these games, you really should settle as fast as you can because you start gaining power a lot more quickly the moment you have settled. So difficulty 5 Lightbringers all of a sudden are all around the place that I want to settle, and we are beginning to perhaps see the same problem that we had before. How are we going to deal with these guys safely? We certainly have enough advancement points that we could afford to try to put together some weapons and stuff. We could make a bunch of material, or we could make a bunch of equipment out of bone. Maybe put ourselves in a position to just fight them. Difficulty 5 is not super out of reach. I really wish we could get ready to fight them in our town, though. Where exactly do we want to settle? We can settle as much as 4 spaces north of the coal. We want to get as many food types in as possible. We also want to get the dragon bone. So let's say dragon bone 1, 2, 3, 4. We could settle as far as here and still be pulling in the dragon bone and the coal. This gives us both those kinds of wood, fur, leather. We are within 4 of the fruit. We are within 4 of the cooking herbs and those fish up there. This is probably slightly better than the place that I was intending to settle. It's got a lot of useful nodes. It does only have the 1 dragon bone node, I guess, so that means that we would gather dragon bone more slowly. If we wanted to settle within range of both of the dragon bone nodes, we're looking at like here, maybe? That still gets us everything. Actually, this is a better tile. I like this one quite a bit. It still got us in range of those fish. Yeah, we don't really gain anything by moving further south. Okay, here. Here is where I would like to settle. Just south of the normal wood. There is a Lightbringer spawner right there, though, and we need to be able to pass a difficulty 7 purple challenge to get rid of it. If we could be in a place, loot-wise and stuff, where we are able to routinely get rid of the groups of Lightbringers, then it wouldn't matter that there's a spawner nearby. We could just survive until we're powerful enough to kill the spawner. So the question then is, do I think I can get us to a place where we can pass a difficulty 5 yellow challenge reliably without suffering a huge amount of damage? Because we might have to do them, we might have to do a couple of them in short order sometimes. Maybe is the answer to that question. So let's unlock Dragonbone and Purestone. These are things that we know we need to do. That leaves us with 4 advancement points with which to craft weapons or armor. Probably armor. Probably armor is a greater concern for us. What do people's carry limits look like? You're wearing 127 pound armor. You have a gathering tool that we could drop. I'm debating whether we want to go heavy armor or medium armor. Obviously, OL can afford to do heavy armor. Honestly, we can probably get away with doing heavy armor on everybody but Amalia. Yeah, probably, because we're going to be making the armor out of bone, which is lighter. It's a light-ish material. Right, you can't make it entirely out of bone. Bone and leather works. So we could get fur leather pretty easily. That does require another advancement point. You come over here and get enchanted leather? I like the idea of working with the fur leather because the fur leather is not a wild resource. I know the essence output is a little bit lower, but we don't have to worry about accidentally making garbage armor that we can't really use. So if we armor up enough, maybe we could get by with just the weapons that we have now. I mean, Grumislav isn't even using a weapon in the Yellow Challenge. Amalia's got this Ice Spike, which actually scales pretty well. But she's going to be using Reliable Argument instead, right? So yeah, maybe we'd be able to do it if we could just armor up enough. This does put me in a little bit of a non-ideal spot regarding the amount of advancement points we have left for buildings, but it's not going to matter if we can't actually build the buildings. So we're going to go ahead and go for this. We have some crafting tools. We are, in theory, ready to build stuff. Let's go ahead and take the advancement point for fur leather. Sail down the coast a little bit. And see if we can't, Did I must have caused our 2 points of movement to go away. You know what? I'm not interested right now. Sometimes I just feel like I need a switch that I can flip that says, hey, events, go away for a little while. I'm busy. And we have a group of Spirit Walkers here. We're pretty friendly with the Spirit Walkers, though, right? Spirit Talkers, sorry. We are only at 7. They don't consider us friends yet. Another Lightbringer spawner, really? Well, that's unfortunate. So we can get up on land here, gather fur leather and also fish, which we've run out of, so that's not just gaining food, but it's gaining a type of food. And then we can spend some time researching our terrain artifacts and our creature stuff, get advancement points back while we're doing that. I really wish we just had more people. It's kind of crazy that we only have 5 people this many turns into the game. Alright, let's get on land, make camp, gather fur leather, also fish. You need to be equipped with one of your gathering tools, or your crafting tools. Okay, so 22 crafting, that's not so bad. And let's try to make some armor. So if we made armor like this, we're looking at 180 pounds. Excuse me. But it does do a good job of shielding us. If we made it out of wood... Yeah, if we made it out of wood, we'd get sanity from it. Because it's wood has yellow essence. So actually, we're right next to some wood, aren't we? Yeah, we can make it out of elven wood. Elven wood would make it lighter. We still have to go gather some dragon bone, though. Okay, so we do need to do a little bit of research. And we put our best researchers on burning through a terrain artifact to get us an advancement point. And then we put the 2 best gatherers we have left on fur leather. We'll just try to get a bunch of leather. I guess we're going to end up needing the wood more. Yeah, we're not going to end up using the leather, right? So maybe instead we do, like, this. She gathers fish by herself, which she's good at, and then we hope to survive interaction with the Spirit Talkers and the Lightbringers for a little while. So yeah, we'll harvest a bunch of elven wood. We'll harvest some dragon bone. The Lightbringers actually kind of moved away. We could just run up there and try to found the city. Yeah, maybe we should do that. Oh, actually, that's what I should have my crafter working on, is the Pure Stone. So we have the materials for this. Let's do 11 Pure Stone recipe. You and you together can get that done in 8 turns. And in 8 turns we'll have... Wow, we have a lot of terrain artifacts stored up, actually. Yeah, you know what? I think maybe let's just hang out here and do this. We'll build our Pure Stone. If we can dispatch that one group of Lightbringers, that might buy us the time that we need to get stuff done. Because we're going to build, first of all, we're going to build the armor with less chance of screwing it up if we build it in town. And secondly, we're going to build it so much faster. And we'll be able to gather the materials so much faster. How close are we to being done here? 4 turns out. Like, those guys are close enough that they could definitely interact with us on this next turn. Are we ready for that, if they want to do that? We are... ish. Should anybody be switched over to a wand? No, definitely not. Do we want to equip a boar on anybody for increasing their usefulness in a yellow challenge? Honestly, yes. The boar can jump in and take a hit. Maybe we can just stand up to him here. Maybe we can just take this. I'm going to try to plant my feet here. Alright, they're going to come over. Maybe we should make the first move? I don't really want to disengage and lose progress on our research and stuff, though. I guess it wouldn't be the end of the world. But me engaging with them is probably not actually going to give me any new options, right? It's probably going to be the same difficulty 4 or 5 yellow challenge. I'm definitely nervous, if you can't tell. If we end up in a bad spot sanity-wise, we can just bounce and sail over to here. We could talk to the Spirit Talkers and get our sanity healed, actually. That's probably the right thing to be thinking. As it stands right now, it looks to me like we have the move... I'm gonna disband camp. We're gonna move over to closer to the Spirit Talker village. Oh, there's big tree monsters now. Okay, we'll put down right here and we'll get back to what we were doing. I'm pretty surprised by that. I was not expecting the big tree monsters yet. Yeah, spending a lot of time moving around before settling really sucks. Okay, we need this recipe completed 5 more times. And you can gather fruit. Alright, are those guys... Yep, those guys are moving around. They are hostile. Okay, it's only a difficulty 4 yellow challenge. We should be able to take them down. I'll accept that outcome because we're right next to the city. And then these guys are more of a problem. Okay, we didn't actually dip below the threshold. There is not currently... Oh, definitely increase crafting. There's not currently a hostile group of Lightbringers up here. I think we move up there. I can't quite get in the water. Okay, let's ditch some stuff. Let's throw some stuff on the ground here. We don't need this shield. We don't need this sword. Alright, sort by weight. That gathering jewel is actually kind of neat. We don't need this. I'm not likely to use a bow. It's so light, though. Yeah, okay, so that should be enough to get us to 4 movement, which will mean we can go 3 movement to here, and then into the water, which will get us away from these guys. Then we make the move up to here, where we finish building the Pure Stone. Like, this has been a huge pain. I am not interested in events at this moment. Yeah, this has been a huge pain, but we might almost be done. Okay, 3 turns. Just 3 more turns. So you guys are not going to get a full one of those done. You can get one of these done, though. And is there anything useful for you to gather? I guess just like normal wood has value. Okay, and it's only going to get easier to defend ourselves and easier to build up once we have established the town. Of course, this terrain is very difficult to move through, which is inconvenient. Big swarms of bees. Okay, and if I am not unable to count, this is like the best spot, right? I'm reasonably sure this is the right spot. So let's do it. Let's make the thing happen. Where is my brain? There's my crafting option. It's right there. You know exactly where it always is. Okay. 2 turns. 2 turns until we are online. And at this point, we can gather to our heart's content because we are about to not have inventory problems anymore. You can start researching the 7 terrain artifacts that we have left. Okay, we are in a place where we can just fight the Lightbringers if we have to fight the Lightbringers. And look at all of this beautiful gathering. So we have both of the dragon bone, we have mushrooms and fruit and fish and herbs. We have wood and also coal. We have fur leather. Like this is phenomenal. And we have Bogdan. Who isn't happy to see Bogdan? Now what we don't have is people. We're still a little short-handed, but I think that that's hopefully going to get resolved somewhat soon. I mean, at this point, we can really start pushing hard on Goblin Rep and get ourselves, at the very least, another Goblin Child. Yeah, but you know what? I think this is maybe a good place to stop for the day. We've gotten established. There's some scary monsters nearby. Not monsters we can't fight, though. I think we could figure this out. I feel strong enough to handle the Lightbringers until we can figure out a way to actually get rid of the spawners. I feel even more secure here than I felt last time we settled, which is good because last time we settled I felt very secure, but then we died. So I'm hoping that that's not going to be the outcome we see on this one. So with that, I'm going to say that's it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time to see if we can turn this extremely delayed start into a domination victory. And we'll see you then.